Welcome to the dino exhibit. Oh wait, stop. Copyright.
Oh. Picture this thing with flesh.
And real teeth that big. And with the muscle to be able to rip those into your flesh and bone.
I'm just looking at that and you see it just coming right at you.
And you would probably stop just like that and take a picture. A selfie just like that. If it was coming at you.
Yep. I'm gonna die anyways. Chase my swords.
You know how they make them look all huge, gigantic?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, it's still big, but look at how much smaller this one is. I mean, who knows? It might have been a young one, but... Oh, well, here we go.
It's a medium-sized. So chase my swords.
So it's cheese muscle.
Chase my swords.
Because it was a plant eater, right?
I think so.
What's that?
This is just a leg bone.
Yeah.
This is more than halfway, and we're almost like up to here on the other side.
I'd like to see KFC try to fry this one.
Cool. The plates on top of the Stegosaurus. And this one's period.
Small little head, huh?
Yeah, what a scrawny little.
Look at the allosaur.
Lightweight, flexible skull. Capable of expanding to get oversized chunks of food. I wish my jaw could do that. And just like with the burgers, it's like it's unhinged.
It does. I've seen you eat.
Little hard head guy would just go.
Hard head. Hard head.
Where's the dino dunk so I can compare you?
I think that's it right there.
Dino poopy? Chip poopy. Looks like I had a little duck bill. Look, they're trying to give each other a high five. High five.
Now there we have one of the most complete skeletons of a baby dinosaur ever discovered.
I've never ever seen that before, ever, of a baby.
Yeah. Now that baby would grow to be 30 feet in length.
Oh, wow.
They were huge, herbivorous dinosaurs. Their name is Maiasaura, which means gentle mother lizard.
Huh.
When they found this in Montana back in the early 80s, 1980s, they discovered an entire nesting ground. Much like penguins and ostriches today, dinosaurs would lay their eggs in a communal fashion, where all the mothers would gather in one nesting area and lay their eggs together. And there was approximately 30 feet between each nest, so that the mothers could get between the nests without crushing anyone else's eggs. When they found this baby, they found out a lot about dinosaurs. What I find most interesting is that when a little baby was hungry, it would look up at its mother, and the mother would have gathered leaves and chewed them really good into a mush, and then spit that food into the mouth of the baby so that the baby could eat. So that's very bird-like behavior. So between laying eggs in a nesting ground, feeding their babies regurgitated food, and the baby would not leave the nest until it was old enough to get its own food. So we're really talking about birds and dinosaurs being very closely related with the way that they behaved and the way that they procreated. So the finding of a baby dinosaur skeleton like that gives us incredible insight into how dinosaurs behaved. With the maxilla of the jaw of a T-Rex, we have the brain of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now that brain was fashioned by pouring a liquid polymer into the brain casing of a T-Rex, and that is the shape that it took. And so I asked the paleontologist who made it for us, I asked him, well, how does this brain work? And he said, well, first of all, you need to understand that that is among the largest of all the dinosaur brains. Most dinosaur brains had brains as large as a walnut, and that's pretty amazing for a dinosaur that was so huge.
It's just amazing when you think, though, how small that must have been, but for the brain functions that we use now, just for basic everyday functions, how in the world did they function with such a small brain?
Well, you know, they weren't writing books or opera. They weren't making money for a living with skills. They didn't really use their hands to fashion anything.
But just the basic knowledge to hunt, know how to hunt, and all of that is just like amazing.
Well, if you look at T-Rex, you know, it was one of the greatest carnivores that ever walked the earth. And it had these little bitty, useless hands in front, but with a mouth like T-Rex, who needs hands?
True.
This rock here, it's a fragment of a meteorite from a crater in Arizona. But it tells us, it's used to tell us the story of how the dinosaurs became extinct. Imagine a large meteorite striking the Earth. A meteorite that's big enough to cause absolute devastation on the planet. And the scientists have discovered that that area where the meteorite fell that destroyed the dinosaurs is what created the Yucatan Peninsula. Meteorites have an element in them called iridium. It's a dust. And when a meteorite hits the Earth, it leaves a perimeter of dust around the impact zone. And that dust is iridium. And when they were looking for the impact zone of the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs, they found a perimeter of iridium dust along the Yucatan Peninsula.
Oh, wow.
So that is the identified area on the planet. And when that meteorite struck the Earth, all the dirt and the dust flew up into the atmosphere, high into the atmosphere, creating a veil around the planet. Now, when we're looking at a cousin of Tyrannosaurus Rex, is that not the biggest chicken foot you've ever seen? And
absolutely.
The foot of T-Rex was 10 times bigger than that.
Wow.
This is a smaller, diminutive relative and was alive a few million years before Tyrannosaurus Rex. And that's a natural theme on Earth. Start out small. If you do well, then you get big. Dinosaurs were so successful that they had become giants before they became extinct.